Hello golfers, so today I'm out here on hole number 11 at Deer Creek, just to the side of the green. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about short game here and just a different on-course playing lesson for you that I always like to do with my students. So I've got a shot here, it's about 30 yards to the flag. I've got my 56-degree wedge here, and what I want to do is I want to carry it about, I'd say about 25 yards to the green here, or to the just short of the flag. So when I do that, I want to take a look at see what I have here. So I survey the green. I see it's a little flat. I got a little bit of green that kind of runs a little bit right to left. And so what you can see here is that I'm going to probably pitch the ball a little bit more to the right of the flag. And from here, the ball is going to get up in the air, going to run out a little bit. And I will take that every day of the week here. So this is a great way, again, playing lessons are a great way to learn on-course strategy. But I would say the problem with most people is that when they're swinging, most golfers, is that they're trying to hit the ball too hard from the side of the green. This is a finesse shot. This is a shot that, you know, you don't need a lot of speed, you don't need a lot of hit. And you can see when I'm swinging the golf club, I'm swinging the golf club in a way, okay, that's about from hip height to hip height. I'm keeping the face pretty much square, or maybe even slightly open to the shaft, but never like way turned open or way closed. I see right away in short game, I see this all the time when I play with amateurs, is that they start off with the club face too closed already because they're usually slicing. And what happens when they swing the club back is that they're taking the club, there's two things that happen. One, their club face gets turned too down or too close to the shaft, so you can see how close to the shaft this is like that. Also, what happens is that they get the club too far inside. So they get too far inside, too closed, and then what happens, they're either digging into the ground or they're reversing that. So they're swinging too much into out, and then they're opening the face. And that's where the blade comes in. That's where they hit that low burner in there. So what I would say is always check your club face around the greens. You never want to have it turned down to the shaft too much. You want to keep it pretty much square or even slightly open. You can see how the toe of the club is slightly behind the shaft there. Not much, just enough, just to work on the loft. Also going to use the bottom of the club. So when I do that, now is as I go back and forth, that's going to expose the grooves. It's going to expose the loft of the club. Remember, there's loft. I got a 56-degree wedge here, so I definitely want to use the loft. And I go ahead and I just make that little hip height to hip height swing. And then from there, it's easy for the ball to get up in the air, land softly, and run out a little bit. So, I wouldn't be disappointed with that shot either. Not as close as the first one, but definitely okay. And I know I play, taking people on the golf course for playing lessons, that would be a very good shot for a lot of these people, because golfers struggle so much with the skull shot, or then what happens is they skull it, they're told to keep their head down, and they dig into the ground too much. So when they dig into the ground too much, now they're stuck between two, thin shot, fat shot. So what do they do next? They start pulling their arms in and compensating. People are told to keep their head down. So remember, when I'm swinging, is that, I have a little bit of movement here still. I still have a little bit of movement. My knees, my hips, my shoulders, my arms, I'm not staying locked down. But to me, the number one cause of a poor short game is the setup and the club face. The club face at address is the number one cause for people really kind of hampering themselves around the greens. So remember here, we got the club face. We're going to line the club face properly. We're going to set up here. We're going to do a couple practice swings. Always what I like to do too, this is something that could really help you, is that you want to make a few practice swings, brushing the grass, getting some rhythm going, and get the feel of the club, get the feel of the grass, Get the feel in your feet and your knees and your hips. You know, you don't want to be locked down. So that's a great drill to do. You'll see a lot of the best players do it this week at the Masters. So when they're swinging, now that was a little better. So not bad. We'll take that too. I mean, pretty good. A little outside of the range I'd want, but again, the ball got up in the air. It flew just short of the hole. You know, I'm not over the green. I'm in a makeable putting position, so not bad at all. So here, those couple balls flew pretty high. Okay. So what I had the face a little bit more open. Okay, it wasn't closed. I had the ball a little bit more forward in my stance. So this one I'm going to have a little bit, I want this to be a little lower shot. So how do I move it, or what do I do to hit the ball a little bit lower but keep the same club? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the ball a little further back in my stance. I'm going to lean the weight a little bit more on my front leg, and I'm going to let that club face stay a little bit more closed, and I'm going to hit a little lower shot this way. So here, the backswing again. I'm not going to dig at the ball. Remember, I'm still making a little sweeping action here. And in fact, I'm going to move the camera around so that way you guys can see this little different angle from this side. This is a really pretty hole here. If you haven't had a chance to play Deer Creek, I highly recommend it. It's a great golf course. It's always in great shape too. Let me just get this camera resettled here a little bit better. There we go. So again, I'm going to hit this shot a little lower. So I'm going to keep my feet together a little bit more. Ball's going to be back slightly. The handle's going to be slightly forward towards my left leg, just inside my left leg. Remember, I don't want to have this. I also, remember, you don't want to have that face closed. You want to keep it pretty square. So again, little lower shot. Okay. From here, I'm going to hit it. That came out much lower. It's going to run much further, so that ran past the hole. But again, you saw that motion there. That ball is going to come out a lot lower than before. So you have options with shots. You can keep it, you can go high, you can go low, you can go medium. But I would always say, you know, you want to practice this before you get on the course and do it. But again, I have the opportunity to come out here at the beautiful Deer Creek Golf Club here in Deerfield Beach and get people on the golf course, and that way we can hit different shots around the greens. But if you don't have that opportunity at your home course, you could just go to, usually they will have a practice facility where you could chip from the side of a practice green. So I highly recommend that. So let's try that low shot again. Ball back in the stance a little bit more. Okay. Remember here too is that when I'm swinging, you can see is that I'm brushing the grass. I'm not digging. I'm not staying down. I'm not digging. I'm not kind of staying down, not moving my body. I see that a lot. I also see people with their weight too far on their back foot and trying to help the ball up. That's something that I see in a lot of beginners. And you know what? I see it at a lot of different levels too. I see it in people who played for a long time. Their weight starts to get on their back foot, and then they start to try to get the ball up in the air. And you know, you want to have the weight more forward, at least 60% on your left leg. Okay, feet close together. This is going to be a low shot. So you can see here when I'm making the swing. Also, I have a very low finish. I'm not finishing high. I'm finishing low. So this is going to keep the ball pretty low. Okay. That keeps the ball low. It's a little better shot. That's going to run out, come around. There we go. Pretty good. I mean, I'll take those balls. At least I have a chance to make a putt for sure. So again, you know, I'm about 30 yards from the stick and about, you know, 15 yards off the green. So a lot of times it comes from the setup. So remember, when you're setting up to the ball, club face is number one. You don't want it turned way down. You don't want it way open. You want it pretty standard, or if anything, slightly open to the shaft, just a little bit. And then from there, we don't want to keep our head down and our weight back. We want to have the weight more forward. And you can see this brushing movement. You could also see how I'm swinging is that I'm not keeping anything still. Watch my knees, even my feet, my knees, my hips, my shoulders. You can see how everything kind of moves. Not trying to hold on to anything, not trying to hit down, not trying to lift up, staying pretty level. So that would be something that you could definitely work on and get better. Hopefully this tip's going to help you. The other part, people are asking me a lot about spin. You know, how people get spin on, or how the best players get spin on the ball. There's a couple ways. Number one, you have to have extremely clean grooves. Like this club face here would not produce a lot of spin because I've got grass all over it and dirt all over it now. So you have to have extremely clean grooves. You have to have a really good golf ball, a higher end golf ball that spins a lot around the greens. And then you have to have a green that is going to let you have spin. So if you have a green that's sloped way away from you, you're not going to have any spin. If you have a green that's kind of tilted towards you, that's going to give you a little bit of spin. So, but the number one factor is the amount of grass in between the grooves and the ball, because that creates the friction, allows the spin, and then you can see those checkups. But hopefully these stock chipping techniques of moving the ball a little further back in the stance for a lower shot, a little further up in the stance for a higher shot, different finishes that will help you hit the ball higher or lower, will definitely help your game and help you play better golf. So if you really like this video, please subscribe, please turn on your notifications. I love helping you guys play better golf, guys and girls out there, play better golf, and please leave comments in the section below. Also, like to point out my sponsor below, A&T Cleaners in Fort Lauderdale. They can help you stay looking really sharp on the greens. So thank you again for watching, and we'll see you soon. Take care.